Located along the Schuylkill River, Norristown, Pennsylvania has a history of economic prosperity. At one point, the only road connecting Reading and Philadelphia went straight through Norristown, along with many railroad lines. But as more and more highways were built, Norristown became disconnected from the region. In the early 2000s, the Lafayette Street Extension Project envisioned reinvigorating and reconnecting the area. This project would improve access to downtown Norristown and Plymouth Township by connecting Lafayette Street to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The $90 million project is led by Montgomery County Planning Commission, in collaboration with many other partners. But this project is much more than just an economic and transportation project. It also incorporates recreational and environmental improvements. Along Lafayette Street now runs a section of the Schuylkill River Trail, connecting to the Chester Valley Trail and Norristown Transportation Center. Bioretention basins and native plants were installed along the side of Lafayette Street to capture and infiltrate stormwater runoff flowing from surrounding streets. Prior to this improvement project, stormwater would run directly into the Schuylkill River. Now, water is well managed and thousands of visitors frequent the beautiful open space.
People have to live here, people work here, people travel here, people recreate here. So it has to be a little different model. So it's a little more formal, but at the same time, it's all native plants. There's lots of open green space. So I think it's a good medium approach between just a strictly turn it all back to nature and let Mother Nature, like do what she does best, or making everything concrete and putting it all in a big, concrete hole. I think this is a really good approach for urban areas where people are starving for some green space, but where do you put it?
A unique part of this project was to retrofit the Sawmill Creek, a stream that was piped and channelized in concrete when the Pennsylvania Railroad first built rail lines through Norristown. Although the Sawmill Creek could not be restored to its original state, several structures were installed to mimic a natural stream channel's habitat.
Bioretention areas. These are all listed in here, and you can see the water comes across underneath. Lafayette Street all feeds into all these bioretention areas. Here's the Sawmill Run. So this is what we replaced, and it goes on out to the Schuylkill River that way.
The biggest issue was really controlling the water. So in the plan they called out for this diversion, and every time we tried to put it in, it was always blowing out, and we had to add pumps, and we had to pump out our area. And I swear we got like a couple 2-year, 3 to 5-year storms during the time, and it was a mess. So we had a ton of cleanup all the time. So we were re-cleaning the things that we already did, and a lot of rework as far as that goes. And that was really interesting going through that. And then we had to bring in this enormous crane just because we had to get underneath the wires. So the crane had to be boomed out a lot more than we would necessarily want it to. But those high transmission lines that are going over top of it really made it a lot more difficult.
After overcoming many challenges, the Lafayette Street Project will be completed by the end of 2020, and additional transportation construction projects are still to come. The Lafayette Street Extension Project is a great example of how redevelopment can incorporate environmental restoration and stormwater management goals. When we improve infrastructure, environment, and outdoor access, we improve our local communities. Montgomery County is committed to continuing to make infrastructure improvements that provide win-win outcomes for the community and the environment.